Good Friday morning. Welcome to Ice Age TV. The Bull Man, the horny man. Yeah, is that the horny guy in the Raptor truck there? The change of scenery. Wow, cold. It's cold out here. Brr. I mean, it's cool. The change of times. Wow, what the adventures. Another week of adventures. Let me follow my YouTube channel. I think you could say. What? Okay, great. Come on, Scouty. The dog got favoritism after all the other dogs got out. The wife gave the leftover eggs, and that little Scouty pork chop boy's probably going to want to hang out the front of the house wishing he gets more food. Come on, Scout! Come on! He thinks there's more back there. Come on, boy! Yeah, I don't know. Where the heck is he? So, Scout! Come on, let's go! Come on! Come on! Yeah, this is funny. He literally he doesn't want to leave. He knows he's going to get more food if he hangs out the house. Cheater. Come on. Yeah, so anyways, oh, geez. The week of adventures. Look at my attire today. Jacket on. I got my buff on my side pocket in case I need to get... That dog ain't coming. Look at the John Deere hat. What's that all about, right? Got trailer all set up to get rid of the trash. There's people walking. It's just going to turn to nut. Nope. Come on. Come on. Come on, get in the house, get in the garage, get in the barn, get in the office. Yeah, it's a project. Come on, Scout. Let's go. Come on. Come on, get in there. Get in here. Come on. Yeah, there's the Mach-E getting charged up. And let's see here. Yeah, it's all charged up. Get the light on. It's the routine. Back to the office, get the work day going, get the play day going. Got a lot going on today. And yeah, what's going on? Well, first thing is the kids got a motorcycle real skills test, and that's the first thing. Well, that's the first thing. That's this afternoon. Then I got to get the trash up to the dump. Got to get the guys working. Yeah, I mean, got a full day, really. I'll run out of time today. People know that story. You progress in life, right? And there's my work crew. That's my crew right there. There they are. Okay, you ready to go to work? Come on, let's go. Come on. Yeah, brr. I mean, it's cold. Not really, but I mean, the cool season here is upon us. Got my fan going. I'll turn that off because got my windows open. Look at the pool. First summer I didn't use the pool. This is the first summer I just I was gone all summer. So, but amazing enough, not too bad, right? One of my guys works for me said, put fish in it. You know what? That's a pretty damn good idea. I like that idea. Let's put some fish in there and have my own little fish thing going on, you know? Gotta close this, yeah. The breeze is here. So yeah, so you think to yourself, well, what are you talking about today? What are you talking about, the John Deere Gator thingamajigger that you looked at yesterday? Well, there's always something to talk about. You know that. But you know what, this morning, I did so much YouTubing yesterday, videos, and it was a long day and a lot of talking, and then this morning, well, even last night, I really didn't spend much time on the internet. And watch the Yankees and Boston Red Sox. What a game. You see that? The Yankees pulled off the last second to get in the playoffs. What a game. That was a great game. And even watching football, because it's on that Amazon Prime. Yeah, who can figure out how to get that? You know what I mean? I'm going to turn my little heater on over here because it's actually cool. Look at that going. Oh, that's so funny. The way the chair is. I can't move it. It's just incredible. It doesn't end. So what a great game. And then, you know, we all know about the market yesterday. And then this morning, so I really didn't read much of stuff last night. But this morning I got up and kind of read a few things. And wow, I'm just blown away. You know, the power of woman. I say this, you know, this saying is nothing I made up. You know, the saying is, behind every strong man is a stronger woman. Well, behind every weak man as a weaker woman. Women don't want to hear that. And I mean, I'm sincere in that. I mean, and don't take this the wrong way. I'm not trying to be mean by any means, but you hear this all the time, and how, I believe this. Behind a strong man is a stronger woman. And you're kidding yourself. I tell people, you meet a woman smarter than you. So yeah, why am I bringing this up? And behind every weak man is a weaker woman. Why do I bring this up? Well, the head coach of the Boston Celtics, when I was growing up, we lived up in the north in Massachusetts and Jersey. And when I was a little boy, the Boston Celtics was my favorite basketball team. And whether you realize it or not, I coached youth girls basketball for 8 years. And when the pandemic came in, it was over. My daughter was pretty much in tears. That was her junior and senior year. So I coached up to her being in 10th grade. And then I can't hear. I get hearing aid issues. And then wearing masks. Can you even imagine me trying to, I look at people's expressions on their faces. I can kind of read their lips to a degree. Not radical. But now I'm dealing with people with masks on. I'm out. I'm just out. And then sadly, you had to be vaccinated. And I'm not going to make this a political channel, but then the ball game was, if you're not vaccinated, you ain't playing. And we know that conversation. And sadly, an incredible athlete, young lady here that was an incredible basketball player, and she was in the leagues, and she dropped dead here 2 weeks ago. I mean, whether you realize it or not, I just know so many people. And once again, I'm not going to make it the vaccine channel, because I understand life. It goes both ways. I get all that. But anyways, here's the point. The head coach, I think his name's Udoka. This guy came out of nowhere, but he didn't. I've kind of read about this guy. Here's a guy that fought his way through the league from, I guess, the American side, maybe to the European side. I read about him here, a while back, so I've never followed him, and so I don't know a lot about him. But on the surface, he came across from an article I read about him. He's just a guy who never gives up. He just doesn't give up. He was always an underdog, and he never gave up. And he worked a job and still played basketball and just men's leagues off of professional basketball. Well, he eventually rose to be the head coach of the Boston Celtics. And if you watch the basketball season, it was them against the Golden State Warriors for the championship. And this Golden State eventually just whooped them up. I mean, the three-pointers, it's incredible. My daughter could do three-point shots. I'm not lying. She was doing that in 8th, 9th, 10th grade. Yeah, I think I'm making that up. I'm not. So, nothing like I'm just saying she could shoot outside the line and make a shot. Not all the time, but she could do it. It'd reach the basket, but it wouldn't always go in or go beyond the basket. So, yeah, I'm bragging about my kid. If you don't want to brag about your kid, why'd you have a kid, right? You got to brag about your kid, right? That's just how we are. That's just the parents. So, anyways, this guy's coach, the breaking news this morning for Boston Celtics is he's out. He's been suspended for the whole 2022-2023 season, and probably he's being dismissed when it's all said and done. And oh my gosh, here we go. What was it? Deshaun? I mean, what's the guy from? Trying to think of the superstar quarterback there from the Texans. The Texan, Deshaun Watt or something, or Watt Deshaun. I can't. Watson or whatever gentleman's name is. Oh man. So here's the thing. I guess it's Udoka. I think that's how you pronounce it. Adaka. I don't know. So he had a relationship with a woman. He's a married man. And here we go. You have no idea in my lifetime, and I'm sure many people watch my channel can radiate with this, can relate with this, I should say, of friends that you've had that have not been, have cheated on their spouses. And it goes both ways, but usually it's the men are more the focus point. But here we go. Here comes the phone. Just doesn't end. So anyways, so what's coming to surface is this guy, cheated on his wife and he's had an affair. That's the way I'm reading through the lines. I could be wrong. I don't know. But so, jeez. And what I'm going back to is yesterday I was a John Deere dealer. And yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. But I'm just a guy that's out and about. I mean, I have walked in out of so many doors. I mean, I'm not here to brag, but I'm just telling you, you have no idea because of you just see who I am today, but you don't know who I was, before. I didn't have time for this stuff. I mean, I'm not lying. There's no way. Years ago, I had time to play with YouTube. I mean, making YouTube videos, it is so much time. It is a lot of work. It's just, and sincerely, there's no money. I don't make any money off of this. Will I ever? I would say doubtful. I mean, whatever. I just like to talk. Can you tell? So, the individuals that I know in my lifetime that I've been around, it's incredible how many of them have gone through nasty divorces because they've met another woman or a woman's met another guy. But it's more about me knowing men that have cheated on their wives. And there's always more to it than what's on the surface. But here yesterday, I'm at the John Deere dealer, and I was a Kubota guy. Growing up, all I wanted my dad to buy was a Kubota. And so once I bought this property back in 91, I couldn't afford a Kubota. It's like 90, I'm going to say 93. No, not 93. Probably, I don't know. I'd have to, I just can't honestly tell you if it was 96 or 97. So I didn't really have any, I had little lawnmowers. Yeah, how'd that play out? So the reason I'm bringing up the Kubota is I knew the owner of the local Kubota dealer personally, older gentleman, and I knew of his son as well. Well, eventually the older gentleman passed away, and his son took over the dealership. And now I'm just learning that his son that runs the dealership today, and for many years now, 20 plus years, he just went through a nasty divorce with his wife. I don't think it happened yesterday. But what information I'm getting is it's so bad that the mother that's, surviving family member that from the father that founded the business, she's having to shovel money to the son. Yeah. I mean, are you hearing this story? I mean, so I know, I tell this all the time, my addictions in life is freaking buying damn cars, motorcycles, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, the list goes on and on and on and on. The motorhead. And, but yeah, and that's money, but at the same time, it's assets. It's not like stuff I don't buy doesn't have a value to, sell back. But yeah, typically you lose what you paid 10 grand for it. You're lucky to get 7 grand for it. Yeah, I get all that. That's changing though. Oh my gosh. So I could just go down the list of men that I know in my lifetime that have lost so much money by, not being loyal to the family. So, that's where I said behind every strong man is a stronger woman, but behind every weak man is a weaker woman. The only reason I say that is a woman that gets involved with a man that's married, I mean, think that through. I don't know. I mean, so it goes both ways. I get all that, but, for me, for a woman, and that's different for me as a man, to go and want to have a relationship with a woman that's in a marriage as a family, for me, but that's just such a disservice to the family. You're just really, to me, and I get there's so many variables, all that stuff. So anybody out there that's had that, I'm not calling anybody out, but I'm just, pointing out that, wow, I could sit here and I don't really want to do that because I have people that do watch my channel that think that I'll be calling them out. And I don't want to call them out by any means, but but the moral of the story is that there's people have a lot of money that don't have a lot of money anymore because of that commitment, and because behind every strong woman's a stronger man, or behind every strong man's a stronger woman. Yeah, that's the saying. But now more than ever in my life, I believe behind every weak man is a weaker woman. Why do I say that? Because a woman has come into a man's life that's married, and instead of waiting for him to get divorced to make the right decisions, but I get all that. So anyways, moving on from that, here I am, John Deere guy, was a Kubota guy, moved on from that. John Deere stuff, here I'm looking at this unit, the John Deere XUV 835M. So I did a little research on it last night. There's not really a lot on that machine because it's not really, in my eyes, the same class as trying to be the radical off-road utility vehicle. It's more of what it's designed for. It's a property owner that wants to go around and manage his property. I just don't see that being the race machine. And they make one apparently, which I'm not abreast of all that stuff. So for me, overall, believe it or not, Motor Trend Magazine was given one, and they did a review on it, and they liked it. And so the only thing I feel in that unit is kind of the belt. I'm so used to the direct drive, machines that Honda has as Pioneers. I'm so used to that feel that it's just a whole different type of feel for me. It's a smoother, it's not a direct feel, is what I should kind of, convey to you, trying to figure out what I'm saying here. So, you're doing the research on it. Overall, good, nothing, no negatives per se. Nobody's unhappy with them. And then yesterday, spent a lot of time with the dealer after I videoed and doing the research and talking and pricing it. But here's the thing. This is what's crazy. I went on the internet, so I built the same machine. But now all that's available is 2023s because it's end of 2022. And that machine, I'm not embellishing here. That machine right now is $2,500 more. So if I order one for 2023, it's $2,500 more. Oh my gosh. If you follow my channel, you hear me all the time talking about how we are in crazy times. When does it stop? So for me, I think, why do I want to buy this thing for the what if? And, when down the road, blah, 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 why? Why do I do this? Well, yeah, so here's the thing. Let's just say I set it out for a few years. I mean, is it believable that the unit then for 2024 is another grand, $2,000 more? I don't know. I can't see it. I just think the end is near. The catastrophe is near. And so I think it's going to be a reset. But at the same time, it's a different world. This is such a different economic scenario than this country's ever been in. And what I mean by that is, typically in these recessions, there's an oversupply of everything, just so much stuff in the market. Well, today, there's not. There isn't per se an oversupply of products in the market. So if a recession came in where the manufacturers are stuck with stuff per se, and I'm not talking about the RV industry, which I think they overbuilt, but it's a niche industry. I'm talking about kind of more like the car market. The car dealerships still don't have massive inventory. The motorcycle dealerships still don't have massive inventory. The lawn and garden equipment industry, they're still struggling, and that's what I'm talking about. Is right now, if I order one, it's next spring, next summer, but it's $2,500 more, which that's crazy. And you heard me talking to my Honda friend for the Honda Pioneer product. You can't get them. You can't get them. I mean, you're on a waiting list. And there's many stories. My Indian Pursuit video, I ordered that in February. It didn't come until August. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. So, part of me is like, the economic hardships, I think, are upon us. But I don't know if it's going to play out the same. And what I mean by that is, does your tractor, your utility vehicle, your motorcycle, your car, does it lose a lot of value? And, part of me says, I don't think it will. I don't think that's going to play out as easily this time because there's just not a flood of products in the marketplace to create that. And even the point in the housing market, I mean, borderline going to wonder about that because now so many people have such low interest rates, they don't want to sell their house unless they're in a financial dire straits. So I think that next year is going to be it's going to be an interesting year. I just think that, to say that, oh, you're going to be able to buy everything for half, I don't know. I don't know if that's going to really play out this time this way because it's the supply chain issue. Going back now, it's hard to believe. In March of 2023, which isn't too far away, I mean, you're now 3 years later after the pandemic started. And you're already over 2.5 years of pandemic. And the pieces still aren't being picked up. We're still in challenging times. The supply chain issues. It's incredible. So going back to this Gator, part of me is like, well, if I buy this thing, and the thing is, I've got a deal already in place, and the financing is
extremely good deal. The interest rate's extremely, very, very low. So I'm basically using somebody else's money for me to own something. And it's just, I know for a fact that that unit's going to hold its value. So I'm not scared of that. It's just more about the financial commitment. But at the same time, if I really do accomplish what I feel would be pretty cool down the road, I'm the guy that has witnessed so many people that have this dream and they go chase it and they get this and this happens and it's all said and done, all falls apart. So I'm no fool to that. So, just incredible of where we are in today's society more than ever, where on the one hand, I feel like the dire straight circumstances are around the corner for this country, but on the other hand, I feel like it's not going to be the same windfall of, like I was saying yesterday, cash is king. Don't get me wrong, I think that people with cash are going to benefit and be able to get things at good deals, but is it going to be as radical? Because it's not like the dealerships have a ton of gators sitting there. So if the economy goes south, there's always going to be the niche people who have money. That'll never go away. Always will be people that still make money and are okay. There's going to be a portion of people, no, it's going to be bad. But you're into niche products, a niche marketplace. So, part of me is like, why is a John Deere dealer going to be giving away gators when he can't even get them? And that's the thing. For me, it's the car gods. Now is it the utility vehicle gods? What's going on? What's the odds of me? Here's the thing. I cut grass on Tuesday evening, and I noticed my John Deere zero-turn mowers radiator fluid was actually down. I should have gone down to the John Deere dealership Wednesday, or I could have just called the John Deere dealership and asked them what antifreeze to put in the thing and gone to the local auto parts store and bought it. So what's the odds of me, going to this dealership and this thing's sitting there? And so I'm sure people will say, well, you can always resist buying it. And I don't disagree. In all sincereness, if I don't get it, it's fine. It's not the end of the world for me. But at the same time, it's like, here we go. Here's a deal sitting in front of me where I just built one last night. And okay, so you can run you can roll the dice on a scenario that down the road used ones start popping. But I don't think you're going to get them for a steal. And then if you don't have cash to buy it, you have to go borrow money to buy it. It just doesn't happen. Versus John Deere Financial, I have a relationship with them, and they like me, and they give me really good rates to be able to buy things. So anyways, morning conversations here is, hey, just following up on yesterday's adventures. Anybody follow my channel? And what are today's adventures? What's going to play out today? And do I move forward on the unit or not? And just incredible times around us of I'm just blown away by that Boston Celtics coach. I'm disappointed. I don't even know him personally, and I didn't really follow the league last year that much. But just, wow, just another story of another woman. You ladies out there, you're incredibly powerful. It's incredible. Look at Jeff Bezos. How much money did his ex-wife get? Oh my gosh. I'm not lying. I'm not going to disclose. There's people I know personally that have lost millions of dollars because they wanted to change who they lay in bed with at nighttime. So wow. Incredible. Oh, here's something interesting. The car manufacturers, or I should say the driverless car, the designers, are going to hyper environment or something. The variables of driving a car down the road and what can happen to you driving down the road is infinite. So the driverless car industry technology is creating like the hyperlink or the hyper environment where there's so many crazy unknown scenarios that they're trying to teach these computers to figure out so that they can just put like the worst case scenario in front of them if they can handle it, so they can continue to evolve into the driverless car. Yikes, right? Yeah, the words yikes on that. When you Can you imagine driving down the road? I mean, think about this. You're driving down the road and somebody's following you, and then somebody passes you, and it's just a car all by itself. I mean, can you even imagine? Freaky. I mean, come on, freaky. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. I wonder how the police officer responds to that. We've heard of it, though, story. It did happen with one of the Google cars years ago, I believe, somewhere, where the police tried to pull it over or something. So, I mean, we are in such interesting times. I mean, it's a new adventure every day, right? So just a short video this morning, just a lot going on. Long day yesterday, a lot of yabbas. So yeah, follow me along today as we continue adventures of the John Deere experience. And the kid needs to get her license for the motorcycle. I'll video us going up to town. I got to take the truck and trailer up to town to get that, all this, and the list goes on and on and on. So follow me along as the day begins, right? Thanks for watching and stay tuned.